And I am going to double check if we're live, but I think we are. So, welcome everybody. Welcome, Nora, and welcome for everybody who is watching. Welcome to this very first episode of the 2022 prep series. And like I mentioned, next year is going to be a year of many extremes. It's going to be shifting a lot of things. And one of the things I really want to focus on is how to use a practical approach and how to make sure that the things that you are doing are rooted in a way that is in alignment with you, in alignment with the energies. And like I said, the practical approach is really something that, um, yeah, I think we should all be focusing on. So I have here the beautiful Nora Zimerman, and I am just gonna pull up your beautiful bio because she is a design muse and creative director. She creates brands and websites that deeply reflect your soul's mission. She has an ability for uncovering the deep essence of the person and the business and translate them into beautiful, unified brand experiences. Her extensive experience in corporations and design agencies, combined with her spiritual path and embodied feminine practices, provide a potent combination of design, strategy, and spirituality to the branding and the website process. That is so beautiful. And the reason why I wanted, especially to bring you here, is for me, a website is not just a page. For me, a website is, it encompasses, like you said, the soul of my brand, the soul and the essence of the business, which is not just what I do, but like it's the essence. So I'm really excited that you're here. Nora is going to give us a beautiful presentation. The stage is all yours.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. I'm very pleased to be here. And yes, just like you said, being able to reflect the soul lessons of what you do onto the online presence is that translation, that translation work that sometimes gets a little missed, in the flurry of wanting to follow the marketing steps and, I should have a sales page and I have 1, 2, 3, instead of, really feeling into what you do, the essence, what is grounding your business, and then pouring that onto the online presence. So yeah, thank you so much for having me here. I'm going to share my screen so I can run through what I've prepared, which is all about your website being your partner. Share screen. Okay. So you've introduced me already. Can you see my screen? All right.
Yes, perfect.
Perfect. Thank you. So, like I was saying, your website is your partner. And the best way to define this is to see it as a business tool that is out there calling your clients in. And your website is the online home of your business. And I know it sounds really obvious, of course it is the online home of your business. But I always tell my clients this analogy of imagining that they are at home, they are opening the door to a friend, to a visitor, or to some relatives, and you are welcoming them, and you are almost without thinking guiding them and giving instructions. In a way, you say, "Hey, come in." Then maybe you greet them and say, "Oh, you look lovely," or "Your hair," or "I haven't seen you in ages." You create some connection. Then you might indicate, and bear in mind that I'm in Britain, so there's a formality here. You can put your coat here, and you go through all the kind of niceties, and then you might say, "Come through, I'm going to make a tea for you, and let's sit down and have a chat." So you cannot create the scene and the setting for welcoming them and for them to feel at ease and comfortable. And when you are on a website, it's exactly the same, really, except that you're welcoming them to the home of your business. And it would be quite overwhelming if someone came to my house and I begin to say, hey, would you like a tea? Or let's make a salad now, or in a minute, or do you prefer, we make a barbecue outside? So, these gentle welcoming and step by step, telling them how they can journey through your website is really important. And this is something that you can do straight away. If you have a website, look at it and just imagine, is this overwhelming if I am a first timer here? Or is it really lovely and does it express what I want to express? So what I'm doing here in a way is I am trying to put myself in the shoes of a first-time visitor. So what we're doing is we're replicating the in-person experience onto the online space. So we welcome and guide the visitors in the same way as if you were in person, literally. So if you are a practitioner, if you have a clinic, or if you do workshops, it is exactly the same. You are talking to them and you are guiding them in the same way through your website. No more, no less. And you are in charge. And that's really important as well. It's something that sometimes we forget. We just have these kind of worry or these, again, like these marketing, steps that we must follow. And we forget that we are guiding them through this journey. The other important thing is that the homepage of a website is 99% for new clients and new prospects. It's a place where people are going to warm up to what you do. So I see a website as the holographic matrix of your soul business. This is literally a replication of that essence that Patricia was just saying. It's the blueprint of the soul essence translated onto the website. And you can see a website as a business tool, and you can see it also as an energy field. And these two things are going to be weaving in there all the time. And so, again, paying attention to these two energies, there's like a strategy and some goals that you have that you want people to say, buy something, join your mailing list. There's specific goals that you have for your website to be a business tool and to bring you clients. But also it is an energy field, because when people land on it for the first time, they're going to be vibrating your vibe, literally. And this is something that perhaps is not, tangible, but it's there. So I see a website as a portal into your world. So for most visitors, this portal, this website will be the first point of contact that they have with you and with your business. It's a bit like a shop window. So again, the same analogy that we had with a home, the same happens when someone comes to the shop. They might just come in. You are probably going to be, guiding them, or they might just, browse around, see what's happening. And again, this is something that is creating connection. It's creating a pre-qualification. So when people are lingering a little longer on your website, they are beginning to pre-qualify themselves. What does this mean? If you offer, say, a clarity call, or if you offer, like a first point of entry, or if they are just inquiring via email, or if they are buying a low-priced offer, they are beginning to qualify themselves. So when they get to that first call, or when they get to buy that product, they are already warmed up. You've done a lot of the work that a person needs, to be able to take the next step. So usually that first call, it's a lot easier because you don't have to explain a lot of things. You don't have to check if they're a good match yourself, because if your website is well designed and the communication is clear, you will be attracting the right people. And also, you will be rejecting the people that are not a good match for you, which also is really important because someone else will be serving them better. So, in a way, it's like you want the right people to come through that shop window, or through that door in the shop, that are already aligning with what you do. So, like I was saying, there's an energetic connection with the visitors, and there's also the practical support for your business. So, for the energetic connection, is a little bit what I was just mentioning. Imagine what happens when your customers land on your website. You can actually close your eyes. I mean, if you have a website or if you don't have a website, you can actually close your eyes and put yourself in their shoes. You know the people you want to work with. You've got already some clarity about who they are, what their issues are, or what they are longing for, what they are seeking. And by putting yourself in their shoes, in your energy field, not in your mind. So this is an exercise in which you begin to feel in your body, what does it feel like for my customer? What brings them here? How are they feeling? So this is a very short, you can call it a meditation if you like. This is an exercise I do with my clients in which you begin to embody the energy of your clients and where they are at. By doing this, you will learn to critique and to evaluate your own website. And you will be able to also go to other websites and begin to understand whether they are working or whether they are not working. This is really important. Sometimes we get in a bit of a dizzy in our heads about, oh, my website, is it saying the right thing? Am I doing that? Shall I move this up? Shall I change the font? Do I have to get new pictures? It's like we get tangled up in the practicalities. But really, the best thing to do is to really come back to your center, to your clients, and then all the decisions are going to be a lot easier, and they're going to be super aligned when you're doing this, because you're coming from a place that is aligned with the soul essence of your business, rather than what I should be doing. Let's make it pink. Let's make it red. Let's change the font. Those are okay things to do, and I'm not against them. I'm a designer. I love all of that stuff. But also there's a previous step that will make all those decisions a lot easier. I hope this is making sense because I can't see any of you.
I was actually going to pop in for a moment because I was actually making notes. And when you said close your eyes, and if you haven't done that, if you're listening, you haven't closed your eyes and put yourself in the shoes of your clients, I highly recommend doing so because it actually made me a little bit emotional. Because what I want, this was like also what I want them to experience, what I want them to feel. And I have a design background as well, so I can get like caught up in the fonts and the colors and the locations and then like all of the techie details. But it is like that. You're welcoming somebody into your home. How do you want them to feel? And in our home, we actually think about it. We don't
Yes.
like flood them with lots of information and things to do. We're like, look here, look there, look there. On our websites, like we just want to like grab their attention. But it's like the feeling. And when I closed my eyes, I was like, I know it, that like exactly that reaction. I want them to look at my website and go like, yes, that. And I
Yeah.
thought this was so powerful, and I just wanted to chime in on that. You can
Oh,
continue.
thank you. Yeah, that's beautiful. Yeah, that is a really simple but profound exercise, actually. Put yourself in their shoes and feeling to their feelings, feeling to what their longings are, what is happening in their bodies. Usually when clients come to a website, there's a seeking, okay? And they're not so preoccupied about, a lot of the details. They are trying to find that thing that makes their heart go like, yes, yes, yes. So it's completely away from the mind. When you really tune into this, it's completely away from the mind. And if you continue with that impulse, they will continue with that momentum too. They will go like, oh, yes, this is me, this is me, this is me. Sometimes, people connect with the words. Sometimes people connect with the photos. But the entire feel and atmosphere and vibe of the website is what's going to lead you to create a website that feels good to you and that feels like it's the right place for your customers to come to.
Exactly. Beautiful.
Mhm. Okay. Now the other side of it, the practical support. So I also think, there's a lot of practicalities that a website can do to support your business. Of course, it's a sales tool. Again, you can have a sales integrated, payment gates. You can magnetize the right customers. Like I said before, you can pre-qualify the customers. You can get them to sign up to a mailing list. There's a lot of functionality that a website can do. And also, you can guide them onto your sales funnel, however many steps are there, or however, maybe it's just one step. But when they are pre-qualifying, what's happening is the website becomes your admin. The website becomes your guardian, because it's kind of almost protecting you from people that are not a good match. Sometimes of course, we feel like, oh, I got to have any customers. There might be a point where you want just sales, which is absolutely fine. But also your website is a good tool, to warm up people. And like I was saying, a client of mine was telling me the other day, she said, now that my website is, fully aligned, she was saying the people that come through my website are a better match. My conversations with them are 15 minutes because they've gone through the pre-qualifying process. And then she was saying the ones that come by a phone call because they've been recommended by someone else and they have not been to my website, I have to do a lot of work on the phone call. She said, first of all, I have to check whether they are the right match. Then I have to make them feel safe to talk to me and to open up. And then she said, it's almost like I have to go through the sales process with a lot more work than if they've been through my website. So again, that is really important that you use your website to pre-qualify people. So when they turn up on your call, and guide them to your website. If you feel your website is a good partner to you, guide them there. Tell them to go there and have a look. For example, for me, of course, because I'm a designer, have a look at my portfolio. That's the obvious thing to tell them, to see if the style is, something you want to be doing. Although a lot of my websites are very different because they're aligned with each person. That's the simple answer. So, having a soul-aligned website presence toolkit, what does that mean? So it means that you are clear about the vibe and the visual feel of your website. It means that you're clear about the tone of voice, and those are kind of the intangibles almost. You have the right words, you have the visual feel, but like we were saying, it's the atmosphere. It's the atmosphere overall. Then obviously, we have elements of strategy. And then finally, we have the functionality. So it's a good exercise to go in and check, are the buttons working? Are there any broken links? It's almost like you can go to your website and go, okay, I'll follow the steps of a new customer. Is it easy for them to find what they need? Is it easy for them to buy? Is it easy for them to contact me? Or am I just overwhelming them with too many steps? Can this be made easy so that they feel like they're flowing, they are gliding through with ease, and they haven't even noticed the steps? So you want all these steps to be super intuitive, super, easy for them to do. Don't make it complicated. And that would be the last thing on my presentation. If you are, oh no, I was going to say, yes, soul brand alignment is realigning your business with the truth of your mission of service. And again, this is something that I sometimes do a meditation with my clients. And again, it's about closing your eyes and feeling what is the truth of your mission. What is the truth of your gift? What are you here to do? You may want to call it your Dharma. What is calling you to have this business? What's your vision? All of these questions are going to begin to ground you into the alignment of your soul brand. They're going to begin to ground you even before you begin to plan your website, so that you can really operate from a place of being in the essence of your truth. I hope this is useful. If you want to learn more, there's a beautiful masterclass I have on my website. It's a short video, and it has some elements of what we've just discussed about learning to align yourself with the essence of your business. I'm going to stop sharing now.
Beautiful. Thank you so much, Nora. That was really, actually was taking a lot of notes, because what really spoke to me is that energetic field that you talked about. I mean, how often, especially when it comes to websites and structures and systems, how often are we like jumping to the practicality of it? And I like always, I really enjoy like working on my website. But I do get like boggled down in the, oh, with this and that and this thing here and that thing there. Actually, as you were talking, I had some visuals like in front of my eyes, like, oh, I want this, or I want that. But also the fact that they qualify themselves. It's a place we can send people to.
Yes.
And it takes away the prep work. They know for who it's for, they know for who it's not for. And it's not just a word, it's the energy that you said. And I think we skip that step too often. It's like, hey, but what is the energy that I want my website to radiate?
Yes. Beautiful word, to radiate. That's it.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the reason why I think this is so important next year is well, there's this beautiful configuration where we have Jupiter and Neptune together in Pisces. And that is, it's really like the dream quality. It allows us to dive deeper into the things that we can't explain. And I know like a lot of people, they want to explain things and they want things to make sense. This is an energy, especially the first half of, or the first 3-4 months of 2022. There is this dreamlike quality, especially because Jupiter is in Pisces. That is the energy of expansion, of unifying, of things coming together. It's there's no separation. Like everything is connected, everything is
Wow.
one.
Wow.
And that's why I think it's so important for all of us to allow ourselves to sink into that dream world, to sink into the metaphysical world. You
It's
know,
like womb quality, isn't it? When you're
yes,
talking, I just feel as if I'm kind of letting go and surrendering and allowing myself to go into the womb. You can call it Mother Earth or, the cosmos. It just feels I'm a Pisces as well, so it's like, yay! I mean, so it's like that surrendering.
Mm,
It's also a quality of beginning to align yourself to the website.
yeah.
Yeah, I love.
Yeah, it's really important to, because in that era, in that season, we also have like the Capricorn energy in December, then we have the Aries season in March. So there is this like fire and enthusiasm and like focus, but the overall energy, we're in this I almost see it as Pisces is this unifying waters where we
Mm,
finally see all the connections. We see all of the little pathways that we have created, and now they can really like weave together in this beautiful tapestry. And your website is a thread in that tapestry that we need to be able to consciously weave in, so we actually create a beautiful pattern instead of just like a
wow,
tapestry that's there.
wow.
um yes,
Yeah,
that's why you're
the tapestry of your business. I was just thinking that's a really beautiful heading.
you can take it.
Tapestry of your business and weave your website into it with the stars.
Yes, yeah,
Hmm.
beautiful.
Mm.
Yeah, so one thing that I wanted to ask you, if people are watching and they're like, okay, so what is the first step that you want to make us do? Like, what will be the first thing? Like, hey, if you want to start somewhere, this is where you go, and then you take it from there.
Yeah. Okay. So for those that have a website, it is good to take a step back and learn to evaluate it, and be honest about it.
Mm,
Maybe, you know, you can book a consultation with me. I offer strategy sessions, which are basically website audits. It's a website review. So you get a professional opinion. It doesn't have to be me, in which someone can give you a feel of what it feels like to journey through your website. You're not looking for, oh, that's lovely, that's pretty. You're looking for it works or it doesn't work.
right.
That is really the important thing. And a lot of people um, have like a disconnection. So it's like what you see in person. Oh, sorry, my hand is out of the screen. What you see, what you see in person is different to what you see on the website. So you go, oh, so you want these two experiences to be one and the same.
Mm,
You want to be in the waters of Pisces when you're doing this. And it just requires kind of a radical honesty. Is this website really reflecting, the deep essence of what I want to be saying in the world right now?
right.
It might have been the deep essence a few months back, a few years back. Is this a deep essence of what I want to reflect going forward? Because sometimes you can have a website that transports you to where you need to be going. So you can be here and you can use the website to move you forward.
Mm, that's a really good one.
Yeah.
Yes.
Both,
It's
yeah.
like, that's where I want to go. Like, that's what my website is supposed to translate as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you have a website, you've been in business for a while, you want the website to kind of hold the vision so you can move forward to the vision. The whole thing moves forward. It's like the website is the container for the vision. All
Mm.
your teachings land in there.
I'm just going to say this again. The website is the container of the vision. Wow. That's like, I think that's a beautiful note to end with, I think, because let's just think about it. When you're listening and like, what is my vision? Think about that website being that container that pulls you into that vision. And once you're into that vision and that will become your reality, you create a new container for that vision. Oh, that's so beautiful. Thank you so much, Nora, for enlightening us about this and sharing this. And I actually didn't know you were a Pisces, so that's really beautiful that I mentioned the Pisces energy, which is really strong at the beginning of next year. That you actually are Pisces. I think it also really aligns, and it just makes total sense when I hear you talk about the websites, that you are Pisces, because there is this beautiful artistry involved in Pisces, which is very different than the artistry that maybe is in Libra or in Leo.
Mm.
They're both also very creative, but there is um, this esoteric artistry in Pisces that it totally makes sense to me now.
The mysticism, I call it.
Yeah. So thank you so much for joining us, for sharing your wisdom with us. And if people want to find you, they can go to your website. Can they go anywhere else?
They can go to my website. They can find me on Facebook. I am on Instagram sometimes.
When it
The
lets
best
you.
place is, yeah, Facebook or the website.
Yeah, perfect.
Thank you. And
Perfect.
thank you so much for having me.
Hey, you're
Really.
welcome. Okay. So for everybody, over the next few weeks, I will be be joined by a number of experts on a number of different topics, and I'll be sharing a lot about the forecasts of 2022. This week on Thursday, I'll be going live to talk about the first quarter of the year. So you don't want to miss that. And I really look forward to the next few, the next, wow, just words are like, the next few conversations that I'll be having. And if you're watching the replay, let us know what your insights are, because we love to hear what your insights are, and what are the things that you feel like you can change on your website right now after listening to Nora. So I wish you a fantastic day, and thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.